What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video and welcome to your stimulus check update, stimulus package and infrastructure update, and daily news report for Tuesday, July 27th. So, unemployment cuts in 26 states that were supposed to help get people back to work, well, they're actually not working. We now know that 20 million Americans will be out of their sole income in right about 40 days when the unemployment benefits on the federal level actually expire. The eviction moratorium, that expires in just 4 days, and nobody seems to care about this. I'm going to bring you a report on that in just a minute. We also know the infrastructure deal as of today is falling apart, and it's actually putting more stress on Americans as we speak. A stimulus check is still possible, but this would require the bipartisan bill to pass first, then followed by the budget reconciliation bill, which could potentially have a stimulus check included. And experts worry that we here in the United States could potentially see 200,000 COVID cases per day again sometime very soon. So again, this is your update for today. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day. If you could, go ahead, hit that like button. It really does help out the channel. Also, consider subscribing. Now, early unemployment data from the 26 states that actually cut their unemployment benefits a little bit early. They are showing very little signs of an uptick of hiring. This is causing many employers to wonder where all the people are at. Many people are struggling within those states. Some are saying that they need additional benefits, that the child tax credit payments are not going to do them what the unemployment benefits could. They are saying that the SNAP benefits that they may receive, well, these aren't going to go as far as they used to, and any other benefits like rental assistance are just too slow. And so more needs to be given from the federal government. But again, they are very slow as well. Employers are saying right now they're not sure why employees are having a tough time coming back to work. They don't know why there's this delay. But some experts are anticipating that we will see this delay until possibly September. What we are hearing is that right now, childcare facilities are overwhelmed. Schools, well, they're not open. So people that are not working, okay, they're staying home with their children. So what we are hearing is that experts anticipate that once schools fully reopen, then we will see this increase in hiring. But until then, we got about a month away. Okay, a month to wait until till children really go back to school. Some are saying this could potentially be that factor. So we will have to wait about a month. We will wait until the end of August, see what's happening on that front, and see when the federal unemployment benefits actually expire on September 6th. In just 40 days, it's actually I think 41 as of today, but 20 million Americans will lose all their unemployment benefits. They expire on September 6th, and currently nobody in Washington is really talking about this unemployment benefit expiration date. What they are saying right now, and this is actually very interesting, is the talks recently have been on if unemployment doesn't get extended, which as of right now, nobody's really addressing this. Nobody's even talking about this. But what we're seeing is that if unemployment doesn't get extended, then experts are saying that another stimulus check will definitely be considered. Now, I do not know the sources of this. I do not know exactly where this is coming from, but we know that experts are anticipating that a stimulus check will be considered. Again, as I know more there, I promise I'll fill you in on that update as well. In just 4 days, the federal CDC eviction moratorium, well, that expires. I've been telling you guys this for the past few weeks. Many lawmakers are urging President Biden to extend this. Many are saying that this is something that the American people need. However, multiple courts at this time are ruling against the CDC eviction moratorium. Most experts do anticipate that once this CDC eviction moratorium expires, we will see a rise in eviction cases, and we will have an eviction crisis on our hands very soon. Most economists say that this is a terrible move at a very vulnerable time for the American people. And let me ask you this. Do you live in a state where the federal CDC eviction moratorium expires, okay, on the end of July 31st, and you live in a state that does not have an extended eviction moratorium, if you do, comment down in the comment section below, because, and I want to bring this up, because there are states that do have an extended eviction moratorium, which will last a little bit longer than just July 31st, which is in 4 days. So if you live in a state that doesn't have this, first off, you can be evicted. Even if you live in a state that does have this, you can still get served an eviction notice. However, you cannot be legally kicked from your home. So we will see what happens as we move forward. But what I can tell you right now is this is a major problem. Lawmakers aren't looking into this because they're all trying to fixate on this infrastructure package that nobody can seem to get a real grasp on. And this entire infrastructure package, as of this morning, is falling apart. Well, we heard something from Senator Joe Manchin. He's one of the centrists in the Senate. He's one of the ones that is pretty much holding up any bill because he wants to see bipartisan support, just like President Biden does. Well, Joe Manchin said yesterday, and I quote, "I would say if the bipartisan infrastructure deal falls apart, everything falls apart." So, let me just break that down. If the bipartisan infrastructure package, that $1.2 trillion bill that has about $600 billion in new funding and $600 billion in previously allocated stimulus funds, if we see this fall apart, Joe Manchin is saying that everything's going to fall apart, which means that $3.5 trillion Democrat-only bill will fall apart as well. So this is pretty much putting all the power in Joe Manchin's hands, saying, hey, Democrats, if you let this fall apart, I'm not going to go forward and support the budget reconciliation bill, which you need me for. I will not support that. He's pretty much putting his cards out there on the table. So what I can tell you right now is that the next few days are going to be very interesting because it's going to really shed some light as to what Democrats are willing to get done, how far are Republicans willing to go, and are Republicans simply delaying this package because they're pulling a Nancy Pelosi move where they try to negotiate in good faith. They say they are, but in the end, they're just trying to delay it so that nothing eventually happens. Nancy Pelosi did this last year. I bet Republicans are going to try to do the same thing if they are not already. Now, what we're seeing today is that Republicans are fighting to get more control over this bill. Right now, it is working according to multiple experts, and this is making progressives extremely upset. What we know, and I stated this yesterday, is that the bipartisan bill is being held up because the negotiators can't come to an agreement on multiple things. For one, funding for highways versus mass transit and public transit. We are seeing that they're still questioning the funding for internet access and broadband. And the big one, they don't have a clear plan as to how this bill will even be financed. I can tell you this is going to be a very stressful next couple of months. What we were hearing is that, again, today is July 27th, okay? So we have 11 or 12 days, okay, before the Senate goes on recess for 5 weeks. For 5 weeks, they go on recess. They will be on break. They will be away from Washington and Capitol Hill from August 8th until September 13th. Or September, what was that? Where is September? There, September 13th. So yes, a little bit over 5 weeks. That is not good. And this is what is stressing out many people. If you look in the news, if you read some of these polls, the American people are stressed out. They're more pessimistic that the direction of the nation than they have been in a long time. And this is not good. Some senators say they just want to move forward without a bipartisan infrastructure deal. They want to just move forward with this budget reconciliation bill that Senator Bernie Sanders has put in front of them. However, like Joe Manchin said, if the bipartisan bill falls apart, the entire deal falls apart. So even though some are saying that, hey, we tried to get it done, it's not working, let's just move forward with our Democrat-only bill. Well, by doing so, it's actually going to make it where Senator Joe Manchin has a lot of power. And if he rejects that idea for a Democrat-only budget reconciliation bill, I guarantee you that puts more power into the hands of Republicans. And that, when we got progressives that are pushing for even more aid and relief for the American people, it's not going to work. It's going to come crashing down again and again. So, if you want to see an extension of the child tax credit payments, if you want to see free community college, elder care, child care, more infrastructure, the possibility of stimulus checks, and the extension of Medicare, well, then a bipartisan bill must be agreed upon. So, and I've been saying this for probably a couple months, is that if a bipartisan bill gets held up, it simply delays the budget reconciliation bill. And let me bring this up to you. Again, I'm not trying to bash Republicans. I'm not trying to bash Democrats either. I'm trying to stay right in the middle. But here's what experts are telling us. Experts are telling us that the reason why the bipartisan bill is taking so long is because Republicans just want to delay the infrastructure bill. They don't want that to pass. They want the bipartisan bill to pass. They like the way it looks right now. They don't have this many issues with it. However, they're making it seem like they have more issues than they actually do, because if they come to an agreement too soon, the budget reconciliation bill is going to pass with ease. And that's not something they want. If they can delay this possibly a couple of weeks, this would actually delay this entire package possibly 2 months. So 2 weeks equals 2 months of a delay. This is huge. And this is one of the reasons why experts say that they are questioning whether or not this bipartisan bill will ever get passed, especially before senators leave on recess. Now, if you want a stimulus check, if you need a stimulus check, just understand the only way to see a stimulus check is in a budget reconciliation bill. So if there's no bipartisan bill, there's no budget reconciliation bill. And if there's no bipartisan bill, that means no stimulus check. Again, everything is riding on this bipartisan infrastructure package. And as of right now, it's not looking good. Things are not looking good for Democrats or Republicans at this time. So, one thing I can tell you is that as we move forward this week, we're going to see lawmakers really put all their cards on the table. We're going to get an idea of who's delaying. Are they delaying this package for the better of the package? Is it going to be any better? Is it going to provide more for the American people? Or is it just a political game, another stall tactic? Again, there's reports on both. But we will see as we move forward. But let's get into some other news for today. Let's get into the COVID news first. In COVID news, according to the former CDC director, he says that we are well on our way to 200,000 COVID cases per day. His exact statement was this, and I quote, "We're headed into a rough time. It's likely, if our trajectory is similar to that of the United Kingdom, that we could see as many as 200,000 cases a day. And if you remember, in January 2020, we saw more than 200,000 new COVID cases in just a single day multiple times." And some say that this could easily happen. However, experts are currently telling us that, and they believe that the increase in cases will happen, but here's the good news. Deaths, on the other hand, will not be as high due to more people getting vaccinated, more people understanding how to deal with the symptoms and what you should do, and hospitals now have a better understanding of how to work with people that do have COVID. So that is actually very good news. But that's the update for today. As I know more, I promise I'll come back on later on today and update you on all the latest news and information. Again, this infrastructure deal is hanging in the balance right now. My expectation is we will get this done. I don't think it's going to fall apart, and not because the bipartisan bill is so important, but I think Democrats will do everything they can, bring the package down, give Republicans whatever they want so that it will actually satisfy Senator Joe Manchin, so that they will actually bring him on board and pass the $3.5 trillion budget reconciliation bill. So again, that's my expectation, but as I know more, I promise I will share more. Again, I just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday. Consider subscribing so that I can continue to keep you updated on everything that's going on, and I'll see you guys on the next one.